World War II was not only big and bloody, but it broke with any kind of sense that war, wherever possible, should spare the civilian population. Because of that, and because World War II was so big, some nations just lacked a sufficient number of men of military age to carry out all defense tasks. Women were pulled into uniform. The initial idea was to bring women into the military to take the place of men doing clerical jobs, working as secretaries, as typists. Women during World War II were asked to perform, quote, men's jobs, go into factories, work on the production line, handle big pieces of steel, make engines, learn how to weld. Women who had never worked outside of the home, I mean, women had always worked, but women who had never worked outside of the home before were now filling all kinds of jobs. They were working in defense plants, making munitions, making airplanes, anywhere where there was a gap in the labor pool. Some of them were involved in combat roles on the home front. In the United States military, they create what they call auxiliaries, women in uniform in the Army, in the Navy, and for the first time in the Marine Corps. Women who knew how to fly aircraft, though, were used to fly bombers, long-range bombers, across the Atlantic to the air bases in England, where men would take over and fly them into combat. But flying across the entire ocean, that can be dangerous too, and it requires a high skill set. So women were being, as I say, being utilized in almost every sector of the economy, any way you can think of. But during World War II, this new image of a more masculinized woman, Rosie the Riveter, and she is put forward as the ideal woman, the patriotic woman, the strong woman, the woman who will do the job until victory is won. And once it was all over, the general idea was that, well, you go home and revert to traditional female roles. Women of that generation who went back to being housewives came back with a kind of discontent. Their lives didn't seem as full, even with their children and with their home life, and that may have contributed, that kind of latent unrest, to the women's movement that would blossom in America in the 1960s.